Welcome back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Staying Up with Pat and Jodi. And, of course, I'm Pat.
And I'm Jodi. Hola.
Hola.
Me llamo Jodi.
I know.
Buenos noches.
You notice she still hasn't learned any more Spanish since episode 1.
Buenos noches. Yeah,
right?
I have. La raja de mi culo.
No.
What did I say?
Claudio just turned red.
Claudio is back.
Jodi's learning Spanish from my mom, unfortunately. Of course, you're asking her to teach you the dirty thing, so it's,
Yes, I am asking your mom to teach me dirty things
So
in
this
Spanish.
is what, if you don't know Spanish, what I want you to do is,
Yes.
if you don't know Spanish, I want the people out there, I want you to go up to one of your Spanish friends, and I want you to end, now you got to remember this line. La jugo de mi culo es más deliciosa. La jugo de mi culo es más deliciosa.
And
that's all you got to say. Ask him what that means. It has to do with
Claudio?
juice. Has to do with juice. He's shaking his head.
Are you putting that in a protein drink, Pat?
No, I will not be putting that in a protein drink.
Well, Pat, I'm super excited because we are only days away from going to San Jose. And I have one question for you, Pat. Do you know the way to San Jose?
Yeah, we take the 15 over to the...
No.
Oh, you're talking about the song.
Thumbs up.
Okay, San Jose.
up.
We are on our way to Actually, we're going to be going first to Los Gatos, which is the cats. You know that Claudio knows Spanish. Is Los
Yes,
Gatos? That's
yes.
where we're staying in Los Gatos.
Los Gatos.
So that means there's going to be a bunch of feral cats at the trash cans by the hotel.
No. But what I did hear, Pat, I was at the Mirage today. I had a meeting with our event team over there, and I happened to say that we were going to San Jose, and a girl overheard me, and she said, "Oh my God, I'm from San Jose." So I'm like, "How's that ride to San Jose?" And she's like, "Well, it's pretty long." And I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, I'm staying at some place called Los Gatos," and she's like, "Oh, that is the coolest place ever." I'm like, "It is? Why?" She says, "Because it's like a sleepy little like town, and it's really nice, and it's kind of like the downtown Summerlin area here in Vegas.
It's like in the outskirts of town, although it's not that far away.
There's going to be a lot of hipsters there."
Oh yeah, we love the hipsters.
I don't know what a hipster is.
They're going to look at me and go, "Why don't you let your beard grow in, dude?"
Well, a hipster, when you've described...
Why don't you have a hat?
You and Claudio and everybody else has described hipsters to me as people that look like Zach Galifianakis.
Yes,
that's
he's
not
hip. He's an example of kind of the hipster look. Although he's not a complete hipster. He's the hipsters are kind of like, they like the goofy clothes. They don't wear any name brands, but everything's got to be cool. They're going to wear the old Frank Sinatra hat and have.
That's
they're
a
going to
hipster.
Well, also think of one of your favorite wrestlers. Yes.
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan is kind of a hipster too.
Yeah, but
hipsters are generally vegetarians, drink a lot of coffee, ride bicycles a lot, but they don't ride road bike. They ride the old style cruisers, and they're in coffee shops listening to old jazz or some kind of thing like that. So it's kind of, again, we're stereotyping, but basically they're modern day hippies. That's where but hipsters have been around for a long time. You'll hear the term going back decades.
Modern day hippie I can get, because Daniel Bryan does look like a modern day hippie.
Yeah, hipsters take it to another level. They're more worried about the cool factor. Everything has kind of got to be cool and hip to them. They're hipsters.
Because Zach Galifianakis doesn't do it for me. I don't think there's anything hip about Zach Galifianakis.
No, it's just more. It's more just the beard. It's just the beard. He's got a hipster beard.
Weird.
Well, that's the whole character. That's his character that he plays in 80% of his movies, is the learning disabled person.
Got it. So are hipsters anything like bears? You know what I'm going?
A bear could be a hipster.
A bear, you're right.
And
like
a hipster
Al
could be a
Borland.
bear. Yeah.
Was that Tool Time or Tim Taylor, whatever it was
dressed
called?
properly,
Home
he could be a
Improvement.
hipster.
Home Improvement.
Mm-hmm.
Al Borland is a bear. So a big guy.
Al Borland would be considered a bear, and there's a whole sector of, well, you can ask Doyle about that,
about bears.
Yeah, I don't think he's not into bears.
Personally, guys, I have a thing for Latin men. That's all I have to say.
There you go.
I've, Ricky Ricardo and Eric Estrada. And by the way, later on, I have a story about Eric Estrada.
Really?
I will share with you. Let's see what you know about good old Eric Estrada.
So we're getting back to the hipster thing. I just wanted to educate you here. This is according to the never, ever wrong Wikipedia. Now, we know that Wikipedia is always correct 100% of the time. And if you argue with them, you are wrong. The hipster subculture typically consists of white millennials living in urban areas. The subculture has been described as a mutating transatlantic melting pot of styles, taste, and behaviors, and is broadly associated with indie and alternative rock. So yeah, so they got, dude, yeah, man, they sold out. A varied non-mainstream fashion sensibility includes vintage and thrift store bought clothes. So they're going to buy, they're the ones that go to the vintage stores and the thrift shops. You're never going to see them wearing any name brand stuff. Generally progressive political views, organic and artisanal foods, and alternative lifestyles. Hipsters are typically described as affluent or middle-class young bohemians who reside in gentrified neighborhoods. Okay, so you kind of get the idea that the term first appeared in the 1990s and became particularly prominent in the 2010s, and is derived from a term described earlier, moments. What was it? I'm sorry here. Being derived from a term used to describe earlier moments in the 1940s. Members in subcultures typically do not self-identify as hipsters, and the word hipster is not often used as a pejorative. Oh, they get so fancy.
All right. Well, you know what, Pat? I found 10 words related to hipster.
Hipster. Okay.
Hipsters, indie.
The last one is the most relevant. But
Yeah. Hipsters, indie, cool, emo, hip, scene, trendy, mainstream, scenester, and my favorite, douchebag.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, well, I guess we'll run into a lot of those people up in Los Gatos. And Pat, again, as I mentioned, you have a very full schedule with me.
So can we go around saying, hey, douchebag?
No, not unless you want to get punched.
Hey, hipsters can't fight.
That's true. Unless they're Daniel Bryan.
They're vegetarians. They're going to they're
WWE
going to
Daniel
hit
Bryan.
you. It's going to be like a 12-year-old girl hitting you.
All right. So here's what you have planned.
The hipsters are pissed now.
Yeah, they are. Trust me, you're going to get kicked in the in the nuts by hipsters.
They're all little.
All right, so here's what we have planned. So Wrestlemania, super excited. Do you have a prediction, Pat, for...
I have a prediction that who's going to win, whoever they script is going to win.
Okay,
That's what I feel.
So
it's like trying to second guess a soap opera, how they wrote the story.
Well, would you have thought last year The Undertaker would have lost his match
here's
to
what
Brock
I hope.
Lesnar?
Here's what I hope. I hope that Brock Lesnar loses his match and disappears from the WWE forever, because I'm just tired of him and bored. It's just seeing a guy who's not a very good wrestler, and people will argue that point, but he's not a good showman. He gets completely blown up. They have to slow the matches down because, I mean, he looks like he's about to have a heart attack.
He does get
turns
really
red.
red, red,
and he's dripping in sweat, and he just blows up really fast. He's not exciting to watch. He's just kind of a big, intimidating guy, which they have plenty of, that they pay a lot of money to show up once a month.
I have news for you. It just came over the wire that Brock Lesnar is not going to UFC and he might be staying in the WWE. I just saw that a few moments ago. If you go on,
he's
Google
probably
News.
scared. He's probably scared because that last time, look, he came in like a ball of fire and he started beating all these supposed
John Cena
top guys. No, I'm talking about in UFC.
Oh,
until he found a guy that was his size and his strength, and he got his butt kicked.
Right.
And he got one good shot, and he threw in the towel. He gave up, which is, that's his MO. He tries to walk around. Look, he could beat me up in a second and a half. But if you walk around saying you're the baddest man on the planet, you better be the baddest man on the planet.
So in your eyes, who's the baddest man on the planet now?
I don't really, I don't really have a
Floyd Mayweather.
No, Floyd Mayweather. Those guys are little. They're good fighters for their size, but they're certainly not even. I don't even know if either one of them would be a great street fighter or not.
I know who you're going to say who the baddest man on the planet is. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, he's late 60s now.
He can still kick some ass.
I'm sure he could. He's still a big boy, but so is Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon's huge.
He's on the cover of Muscle and Fitness, and he's like what, 70?
They're both pushing. Him and Arnold are both pushing 70.
Holy cow! Go get that cover of Muscle and
Fitness.
Fitness.
And they're both got like 24-inch arms or 22-inch arms, something ridiculous like that.
Vince McMahon is like ripped. I thought his daughter was in good shape, and Triple H.
Yeah, but Vince has always been in great shape and always been big.
Hulk Hulk looked great last night with Snoop Dogg. Did
But
you
he
see
stays
that?
in shape.
Anybody looks good
Hulk
next to
stays in
Snoop
shape.
Dogg, though.
Snoop
Anybody
Dogg
would look great.
Snoop Dogg is built like a 12-year-old boy. I mean, he's skinny. You remember him from the Starsky and Hutch movie when they had his shirt off?
Yes, love that movie.
His arms were like 4 inches around or something like that.
Yes, I know a lot about
It looks like if somebody hit him with a pebble, it would break his arm.
Absolutely. Well, we're excited. Okay, so you want to see Roman Reigns? I think Roman Reigns is going to turn. I'm shooting for a turn on Monday, Raw.
Oh, wait,
I'm hoping for a turn.
Wait, you know who we just lost?
Who?
Mike Walters.
Again, I know Walter.
Mike.
Pat Walter, not Walters.
We see. I even did it. Even we had that discussion.
Mike Walter.
Mike, just change your last name to Walters because everybody says it. So just give in. Just give in and just change it to what we all say anyway.
Well, he does own the domain name, Mike Walters.
He does because so many people mess up. You know,
how could you mess up Mike Walter? It's
but Walter is a first name.
Jodi Harris.
Walter is a first name. Walters is a last name.
Oh,
that's why.
Please.
You don't call. There's nobody with the first name Walters.
Well, there are people with the first name Harris.
Yeah, but not many.
Harris Frank.
That's not a common first name, but as much as
all right. So we lost
name.
Mike. Okay, I think I might be able to get Mike back in.
Okay, get him back in.
Get him back in. So if we talk about this truly
what
happened.
are we going to talk about? Coffee?
No, beer. Mike likes beer and wine.
Yeah.
He loves wine and beer. But all right.
You saying he's an alcoholic?
I didn't say that.
That's why he runs so much. He's got to work off all the booze. You lush.
All right. But no, you might find this very interesting. A man was kicked off a Southwest airline flight over a T-shirt. He was coming back from the South by Southwest, that big industry.
Yeah.
That whole thing that happens in Austin. And
SXSW.
Yes, that is it. And well, he got kicked off his Southwest flight over a T-shirt that he was given at the event, and it said "Broad fucking City" on it. Broad fucking City after a TV show. And so basically, when he tried to get on the plane at Southwest, the attendant told him that he needs to either take the shirt off, put his jacket on over it, zip it up, or like a lot of times wear a T-shirt inside out. Yeah, because
they don't want kids seeing it, or
right.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
Because he wouldn't do that, they left him stranded. He didn't want to cover that. So they in St. Louis they left him stranded, and so the airline came back and they said that these people should use common sense judgment when they get on a plane. And he changed his shirt later, but he missed the original flight.
Well, I mean, that's kind of stupid. You're missing your flight because you don't want to change your shirt. I mean, like that's a shirt you wear hanging out with all your buddies, drinking beer, watching a football game. That's not, and look, if you go into a public place and they say, we don't want you wearing that in here, guess what? Change your damn shirt, especially if it means you're not going to get where you need to go. And if he was flying somewhere, it means he wasn't going someplace close.
So you have no problem with freedom of speech. Like,
that's not a freedom of speech issue.
You don't think you could wear anything you want on a T-shirt?
First off, freedom of speech, First Amendment is completely different. First Amendment is protection from the government. Taking action against you based upon what you say or what you do. In private sector and private business, they have every right to refuse business or to refuse to allow you on based upon what you're wearing, or any kind of expression on there. They have the right to do that. It's just like our business. If we didn't want somebody in coming into our office dressed a certain way, we have every right to do that. That is not a First Amendment issue at all. It's not a freedom of speech issue. The reality is that he needed to use a little more, like the airlines were right. He needed to use common sense. And you know what? If you want to express yourself and show your shirt, I'm not against the shirt. I'm not a prude. I don't think anything's wrong with it. But, pick your battles, wear the shirt where it's appropriate and where somebody's going to appreciate it, not where they're going, you can't get on the plane.
Okay, so
that's just dumb.
Okay, so you kind of you agree with the airline? Then.
Absolutely, 100%.
So then, what are your feelings on people who go around in public wearing pajama pants and the guys that wear their pants below showing their butt cracks?
Well, there
or
are
showing
places,
their underwear.
First of all, there are cities that have enacted regulations that have made wearing your pants down around below your butt illegal because of they consider it obscene. Wearing pajama pants is just being lazy. That's just lazy dress. There's nothing offensive about that. It doesn't say fuck your mother on it or anything like that. It's usually got little bunnies or something on there, and they just think they're being cute and they just look ridiculous. But you're not gonna. Why would you do something to somebody just because they let them look ridiculous? So we can all laugh at them. We need that laugh. We all can look at them and go, "What a bony!" Yeah, they do. They secretly. People don't do it in front of them. They don't do it while they're looking. They don't do it while they're looking at them. But trust me, plenty of people are laughing at them.
Nobody bullies people for wearing pajama pants in a Walmart.
Them. You're not saying go up to them and say, "Listen, you little punk."
No, exactly. Like lazy ass.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Back in my day. If you had a goofy hairstyle, you were bullied. You were bullied for wearing your hair a certain way, or if your pants were short, or they didn't like what you were wearing. Now you can go around in pajama pants and nobody makes fun of you.
No, you'd get
really.
You'd get beat up back in your day, but that was the 1800s.
Hey, 1800s. You're sleeping on the couch tonight. All right. Well, I was very curious to hear your response, and interesting about the guy.
What did you think I was going to be in the other side of that?
I thought you would have been. I thought you would have been. You can wear whatever the hell you want.
No, it's a plane.
I guess it was Broad fucking City is
and you have kids on there and other people. I could care if adults are offended necessarily, but you have kids and everything else going on, and it's not appropriate.
Okay. Well, Pat, I have to tell you that one of your favorite movies of all time, every time it's on HBO, you're always watching. It is Independence Day.
Yeah.
And Independence Day 2.
My David.
David.
You wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my David.
So Jewy. I have to. That guy.
He even said that was way over the top.
Bad.
Yeah.
You'd all be dead if it wasn't for my David.
That's right.
Well, Vivica Fox is coming back to the sequel.
Nice.
So we're going to see.
Is Will Smith going to be in it?
No.
Wait. How do you have an Independence Day sequel without Will Smith?
I don't know. He's not, as of right now, he's not in it. And neither is, what's his name? Judd Hirsch, my David. That would have been awesome.
You can write off that Judge Hirsch was dead. Judd Hirsch. You could write off that he was dead. He was already. They already aged him a little bit for the part, but maybe they should open up with his funeral with a spaceship over the funeral.
The old man's funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Vivica Fox is coming back. No Will Smith, so I don't know how they're going to do it, and I don't know if Bill Pullman is coming back as the president. Pullman.
How could he be how could he be the president 20 years later when
well, we don't know how the sequel
it's got to age at least close to what the
Okay. And
now he could certainly be like a pivotal part, but he's got to be the past president.
So and I haven't heard about Jeff Goldblum yet.
I think Jeff Goldblum should be.
He should be hooked up with Vivica Fox.
I think he should be. Hook up. No, I think he should become president. I think Jeff Goldblum should be.
He should.
He should be the president.
If it wasn't for Jeff Goldblum's character, the world would have ended because he said, actually, it was the old man. He said something about catching a cold, and that's when he said virus, and that's how that was the light bulb that triggered something.
But he still came up with the idea.
Jeff Goldblum's character
he
should
saved
be the president.
planet.
He saved the planet,
so he should be the permanent president of the United States.
Exactly. But Bill Pullman did fly. He was one of the people flying.
Yeah, he was just one of the bunch.
Randy Quaid should have been.
Randy Quaid. They need to bring him back. They need to bring Randy Quaid back.
He died. Oh, but maybe he didn't die because he was sucked up.
No. They need to bring it. They need to have him like either as flashbacks or do something with him because he's just too damn crazy and funny. He's even crazier now. He's more crazy in real life than he was as that character. Maybe he can go on there and say somebody stole his house.
Somebody stole his house.
They stole my house.
Stole my house. So anyway, and then Sharknado 3 news. The title of Sharknado 3, boys and girls.
Sharknado 3.
Is called Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell.
Oh, hell no. That's what people are saying right now. Oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Not a Sharknado 3. We have people in the cast, David Hasselhoff, Chris Jericho, Maurice, the wife of The Miz, also a WWE ex-diva champion. She's been a champion. Maurice.
Little hottie. Very attractive.
Jerry Springer is going to be on the show.
Now that'll be funny.
Yep, and Kim Richards, apparently, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Okay, 2 people right there I want to see killed.
Kim Richards
and Jerry Springer. Jerry Springer more for the comedic effect. Because that would just be funny. He's got to get killed in some goofy way. The Real Housewife is just because any of the Real Housewives, you just want to see him eaten by a shark.
No, you don't. Let me tell you something.
Really do.
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season kicks ass. Oh my God. Eileen Davidson and Lisa Renner are on it, and it is awesome this season.
Lips is on it.
Lips is on it. It's not true unless it comes from my lips. That's what her little promo says. It's not true unless it comes from my lips.
A play on her big lips.
Feed me to the wolves, and I shall return, leading the pack. That is
okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's such a great show.
You love that stuff.
I don't play a bitch. I play a bitch on TV, or Eileen Davidson. Man, she's awesome. How do you not love Eileen Davidson?
I don't.
She rocks. I love her. I would love to meet her and Colt Cabana. There you go. And Fandango. I already said that. So here's the plot summary of Sharknado 3. When Finn.
Wait, sharks are going to come and eat people.
Yes.
Okay.
When Finn and April go to Florida for a summer vacation, strong winds and lots of rain come to Florida, and a Sharknado comes and destroys Florida. A Sharknado. It
destroys the whole state?
Yes.
Nice.
The Sharknado goes to Washington, D.C., and sharks falling from the sky.
At this point, anywhere Finn shows up,
Finn. What a name. Finn.
I'm leaving.
Finn.
Everywhere he goes, this shit follows him.
I think it's
because of his name. That's because of his name. You run around name like Finn, sharks are going to come through tornadoes, and they're actually over the ocean. They're called water spouts, but
it's up to Finn and April to stop the Sharknado the third time.
The third time.
So yes, the sharks take a bite out of the East Coast.
Wait. So does that mean that is April the character that's played by
Tara Reid?
Tara Reid. So
yes.
what is she going to have, like a really cool robotic killer
Hands.
arm?
Yeah.
I want to see like a hand that has like some sort of saw on there or something like that, or something that she can like a little motor and just starts it up, and she could just cut through the sharks with her hand. Now that would be cool. Now it'd be hard to eat dinner that way.
Yes,
because you have to learn how to eat with one hand and drink it. But man, that would be cool. The little arm or little hand that she could put on there.
You're so bad. But Pat.
What?
Okay, enough with the casting news. This is your time. The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
What did you think of this week's Claudio?
Wow. Did you see it?
Leave the room. Claudio is back, and he's going to have to leave the room.
Damn it,
Claudio. Pat, what do you think? I mean, Rick.
Great episode.
Pete,
We're seeing, and here's the great part of it. When they got to Alexandria, they got to Alexandria, like, look at this. It's going to be so boring. Now they're at a place. They have showers and water and power. It's like a regular
toilet. They have a toilet too.
What are they going to do now? Well,
thumbs up.
Well, I just love where things went. And basically, Rick is ready to take over the place. That's my thing, and I think he's right to do it because the people are there are basically weak and stupid.
I would have to agree, and I'm just shocked that
maybe naive is I don't know if stupid is just naive to what the world really is at that point.
Given what happened to them at the prison. And what happened with Woodbury? Why wouldn't Rick and his crew just take over that town? These people have no combat training or
I think because they're still. I think they're still fighting their morality and saying that's still maybe not right. But ultimately, they have to look at it as if this is our best chance of surviving. I would much rather that we stay and you go. And here's the thing is, when
people.
When there was the first little conversation between is it Deanna over the graves, where she was saying how basically how what we're going to do with Pete. And Rick was saying that, I'll kill him. She goes, we don't kill people here. We get rid of him. And she kind of insinuated that she could get rid of him. And she goes, and he basically said, I don't think that's your decision to make anymore.
Right.
And I think that was the first clue. And then when they had the fight between him and Pete, and she's yelling, he's like, she was getting all tough on him, and he pulled out the gun and says, I don't think so. And basically insinuated, you ain't making the decisions anymore. Of course, Michonne goes and knocks him out, which I think was a huge mistake because they're saying that Rick has gone crazy and he's lost it. The reality is, I think he's the most logical person there. I mean, he's making the most sense. The reality is if they stick with these people who have already shown that they will leave you to die, are complete cowards, do not know how to defend themselves, do not know how to fight off these things, and eventually will just get taken over, that they're not ready for prime time, and they need somebody in there who is.
Yeah, I mean, did you think Michonne is just as evil as not evil?
No, Michonne is
That's
just
a wrong
trying.
word.
Michonne is just trying to interject herself in there and calm things down. She didn't want it to all blow up there to where it became a situation where they had to go in and take out the townspeople, because they could have done that with no problem.
Is Michonne getting soft because she did go into the woods?
She's
she
afraid
went
that
into
she
the
is.
woods without her sword this time.
She
too.
did, and she had the gun, and she started realizing that, wow, she started thinking that maybe I'm starting to lose my edge a little bit, because I'm not sure at this point how long they have been in Alexandria, what the time period is, because they never really talked to that.
Right.
How long have they been there at that point? But I think that's a fear with a few of them, that they're starting to get a little soft.
So you got Michonne, who was out. We don't really even know Michonne's backstory. We know that she had a lover, and her pets were her lover and the best friend. She had a baby. The baby was killed because the boyfriend, her lover, and I say lover because that's how they referred to him. They never called him a boyfriend, lover.
They didn't say that they were
lover.
married either.
Yeah, they just said,
but
your
they got
lover.
high, and the camp got attacked, and basically they were killed, and the kid got killed. So she said, well, I'm going to use you for something, and she took them.
So she had a very rough,
traumatic
experience up until she met Rick and the group. And then she kind of got in with them, but it was even hard for her because she was dealing with her best friend, Andrea, who was living with the governor.
Well,
but she had this safe haven at the prison for a little while. And then And
she went off on her own as well, but she took a while to fit in, but now she's finally become part of the group.
So do you think she loves being in Alexandria because she
does.
The warm bed,
because
of
she's
the
been the one
showers,
she was the one who's saying, we need this, we need that, with this, we need to make this work. So she's trying to make it work as it is. The problem is that it won't work as it is because the people who are there don't know how to make the proper decisions.
So
they don't know what the world is out there. They have a few people that wander off.
They still don't know.
Into the wilderness, but they never leave those gates. So they don't know what's really going on. They're just thinking, well, we've just been inconvenienced.
So did Michonne smack Rick because she doesn't want to lose a good thing? She knows that they're in a good situation.
I just don't think she wanted it to erupt into a all-out war at that point. I think she wanted to calm things down and hopefully rein things back in again. I think she was just trying to be the diplomat at that point. But I got to be honest with you. I think if it came to it and they said, you guys have to leave, I think the old Michonne with the sword would come back, and they'd be walking over to that armory, and they'd be taking over Alexandria. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's going to get to that point, because I don't know that they're not going to get attacked by the wolves.
Right, which I guess apparently the wolves are the scavengers. I think they call them scavengers. Yeah, in the comic book, the wolves are the scavengers. That's what I heard. So, spoiler alert. That's what I hear. Wolves are the scavengers, and Negan is going to be part of this. I don't know whether or not we see him next week with the baseball bat. All we know is that this.
And is Negan one of the guys that was kicked out of Alexandria?
I would have to say so. I would think this whole wolves culture was started with the three that she kicked out. So I'm going to go with Deanne's three that she kicked out.
Rick made the point to say you don't kick them out because they can go out and get stronger and come back to get you.
The governor. The governor
exactly.
did that. That's
he
what
knows,
the governor
he's
did
already
to
been
him.
through this.
He's
already been through this.
The governor, the other ones, the termites.
Yeah.
That hipster, Gareth.
He didn't go back and kill them, and guess what happened? They attacked him again.
Yeah.
So you have to take care.
They ate Bob. They killed Bob.
They killed Bob.
Basically they ate Bob's leg. So you got to kill him. And Rick's right, 100% right. I agree with him with that. So Daryl and Aaron were out in the woods. They found this woman. She was tied to a tree. Do you think next week that maybe a character, one of our beloved characters, is going to be another person that they find tied to a tree with the W in their head?
I don't know if it'll get to that, because it looks like some of the previews that they were all on the run. I have a feeling that there was an attack and that somebody gets into the town and they're on the run, like they're being chased down by some people. So I have a feeling that there's going to be sort of the epic battle, but it's a 90 minutes, so they're going to build up to it. But I have a feeling that that they're going to find them when they're out there scouting, and they're going to see them and they're going to get back. But as they get back, I think is because I don't know if you remember or not, but when Sasha was shooting all of the walkers that were on the wall, they did show a quick shot of a couple people running with guns.
Alexandrians?
They don't know. They just you saw people running.
Quick. Okay.
So we don't know. We don't know who those people were. So, and that was all when the Rick and Pete thing was happening and the fight, So I think a lot's going to come to head, and I think Deanna is starting to rethink her opinion of Rick's group, but I don't think at this point she has any choice.
Well, that was due to Father Gabriel planting the seeds, and
that's part of it,
and her son not coming back,
yeah.
And that other guy, Nicholas, lying and saying that.
I get the sense when she was watching the video,
she knew the truth.
She knew the truth.
Okay.
She could tell that he was lying.
I think so too.
And here's the thing. That Deanna's not without guilt on a lot of this. She sent these people off that are probably ultimately going to come back and try to kill them and may kill her. She also knew about their cowardice and knew about what Pete was doing to his wife. And I hope that he'd stop that.
Wow.
She knew what she said when she was talking to Rick. We knew this was going on. We'd hope that he'd stop. And they didn't do anything. So she is kind of letting a lot of shit slide.
Okay.
Not dealing with it, and that's why they're getting away with it. Because this Pete guy is kind of whacked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pete is definitely. I mean, from the moment he said, "Why don't you bring your kids over and let me check them out?" That sounded like Uncle Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That was
good old Uncle Paul reference.
Uncle Paul.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs in.
Thumbs in. So anyway, Pat. So it'll be interesting. Next week we're going to have a great show because we're going to bring on some of our friends that watch The Walking Dead
to talk about the season finale.
To talk about the season finale
and cry over the fact that it'll be 6 months before we see any more.
Right, and I haven't Googled up when our next Z Nation show is, so we'll do that. But
yeah, because that hopefully.
But you got Games of Thrones. Games of Thrones will be
Game
back.
Of Thrones.
So Game of Thrones. So you love that show.
Because it's been off for like a year and a half or so. It's like kind of like The Sopranos, where they go like a year and a half, 2 years in between each season.
Well, hello. Do you ever see the production value on that show is friggin' phenomenal?
Yeah, they were saying the one episode where they had the big assault scene where the castle was assaulted or whatever. That episode cost like $14 million to produce or something, and which is I think that scene was like it's like that's unheard of nowadays in television to spend $14 million for an episode of television.
So maybe we'll talk a little Game of Thrones.
A little Game of Thrones, and you got to catch up on. You got to catch up to it.
I know. I looked up the Game of Thrones family tree the other night just so I can because I've kind of walked in on the middle of it, and you've kind of given me the Reader's Digest version of who.
You got to get to know who the characters are.
What was it? Joffrey, the Joffrey guy, King Joffrey, and he got poisoned, and the little guy. So.
We were all ready to see him go. So
yeah, that's what you all said.
What a little
Joffrey.
punk.
So
what a little punk.
And the sex scenes are just awesome.
Oh, there's lots of great sex
Love
scenes.
The sex scenes.
Okay, so let's see here. Season 2. They're announcing here. This is release dates. It's on one of my TV sites here.
Okay,
and I'm trying to look for Z Nation.
So, all right. Well, when you find it, we'll.
Yeah.
Pat, have they caught the pooper?
I haven't seen the movie yet.
Claudio and I want to know.
The start date of new episodes of Sci-Fi is scheduled for September 2015, so the end of summer for Z Nation.
Oh, okay. So Walking Dead comes back in October, and this is September. We're going to have two zombie shows at the same time.
Yeah, and the new.
I can't deal with this.
I think that the new Walking Dead show, the one that's based out of LA, is supposed to air before that. So I'm hoping that falls in between, but I don't even know the name of that one.
No, I don't think they have a working title. They don't have a working title. But somebody who's been in the news, especially today, is Angelina Jolie and how she is on a mission to live.
Yes, she's getting her ovaries removed.
She got them removed.
Oh, she got her ovaries removed. She says, I'm on a mission to live. Apparently, she's been dealing with some cancer issues for the past several years.
Well, her mom died of cancer, and her grandmother as well.
And didn't she have like breast?
Yes, removed. Yeah, she had a mastectomy. So she is getting rid of all the stuff.
She's just getting all kinds of her body parts taken out.
Well, but before it becomes an issue.
Yeah.
Because she did get a blood test, and apparently the blood test did did tell her that she's a candidate. She could get the cancer. So she went in and had the ovaries
She said she
removed.
had an 87% chance of developing breast cancer and a 50% chance of ovarian cancer because she carries the BRCA1 gene mutation. So she's obviously had some testing done because they did some genetic testing and they found out that she is, and anybody could do that, but it's expensive. And she's genetically predisposed to both types of cancer, so she's just getting that stuff taken out, and it's like, and so poor Angelina Jolie, honestly, poor, and she's kind of living a good life besides that, but
she has the money to have that.
Yeah, she had a double mastectomy. It means both. Hopefully, she put in nice fake ones because, man, she had some nice boobs.
No, but I mean,
What,
no, it's
now
serious.
she just has skin there?
What?
Now she just has flat skin there?
I
She's
don't
got to
know
have boobs there now, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying. I mean, it's a serious.
I know
This
it's
is like,
serious, but I'm just looking out for,
But I mean, if you had the money to have that test done, because remember there was a CNN report about a guy who went to this hospital or this clinic somewhere in Texas, and they did every test humanly possible to this man.
Yeah.
And they could tell him how long he's going to live till. They did everything, and what he can do to make sure that he lives that life, that he lives to be that long. Would you want to know that? I mean, would you?
I would,
if you had the money to do that?
because if you can do something to prevent something from happening, being preventative. And not only does it extend your life, it also extends the quality of life. Because who wants to deal with? We've lived through it ourselves with family members.
Yes.
Dealing with dying of cancer or these diseases. It means that it could last several years of your life could just be absolute agony. And if you can, even if you don't extend your life necessarily that much, if you improve the quality of life, I think that's really important. I think that's what Angelina is doing, is extending her, she's definitely extending her life as well, but also the quality of life and taking care of them. She's already got kids, so she doesn't have to worry about having
and they're
more kids.
young kids. They're young.
Yeah.
She's got like 5 or 6.
And they said the doctors did find a small benign tumor on one ovary, but no signs of cancer. But she's like, nope, take them out. Take them out. Like I said, she's got all of her kids. She's got everything that she wants. She's
got a great husband, a wonderful life. She directed an amazing movie. She didn't win an Oscar for it, but she's an Oscar winner. I believe she's won an Academy Award. So, I mean, yeah, good for. I mean, if you have the money to do it, I guess it's good. But God, it's got to be scary.
Yeah.
To have just go. It's not like making a nail appointment.
And you got to think about the fact of all the people that are like her that have this gene mutation that don't have the money or the resources to get it checked.
Sad.
And just wind up dying of one of these diseases.
Yep. It's
so
sad.
At least she got to take care of that, and good for her. And
Yep.
it's going to help her. Like she said, she knows that her kids will never have to say mom died of ovarian cancer.
Yeah, and she was very, very close with her mother. I mean, she apparently really took the death of her mom bad. But that's sad. We all would, but yeah. Anyway, so interesting story, and God bless Angelina Jolie. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, just glad to see that she's taking care of all that.
All right, so Pat, we were talking about poop because I know how much Claudio's laughing. He wants to laugh so bad. There is human feces contain gold and other precious metals that could be worth hundreds and millions of dollars, experts say. So experts are saying that human feces contain gold and other precious metals that could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Now the trick is how to retrieve them. A potential windfall that could also help save the planet. The gold we found was at the level of minimal mineral deposit, said Kathleen Smith of the U.S. Geological Survey, after her team discovered metals such as platinum, silver, and gold in treated waste, whatever treated waste means. So just think, Pat, next time you go to the bathroom,
I could be literally flushing money down the toilet. I'm flushing money down the toilet. I've been flushing money down the toilet for, a long time now. I could be rich.
Especially you.
I could be, especially me. Man, I could be a multi-billionaire at this point. Wow.
So if you want to find out more about this survey, you
Just shift through your poop or what?
shift through your poop and you might have a gold.
Hey, maybe that's not corn you saw. Maybe it's something else.
Oh my gosh, you're so gross. All right,
It's yellow, so you never know.
Have you ever tried to, Pat, sneak in the carpool lane? Like, when you're driving by yourself and, you're in a hurry. You've never put a dummy or a cardboard.
Because I've never been that kind of jerk to jump into the carpool lane when I don't have.
Well, I guess apparently cardboard most interesting man fails as a carpool lane ruse. Somebody used him as a ruse, man.
It was cardboard?
A ruse. Yes, in Fife, like Barney Fife, Fife, Washington.
That explains it.
Yeah, there's a Fife, Washington out there. A Washington State Patrol trooper says it's by far the best carpool scam he's ever seen. But it didn't work. So for all you people that have cardboard people out there, don't try to stick them in the front seat of the car. Troopers don't always stop people in the HOV lanes, but when they do, they prefer dues passengers, like people that are actually a due, like there are people in the seat. Well, a motorcycle trooper parked along Interstate 5 near Tacoma on Monday spotted a driver and a rather unusual passenger passed by him in the carpool lane. When the trooper stopped the car, he discovered the passenger was a cardboard cutout of an actor who portrays the most interesting man in the world in the Dos Equis. Is it called Dos Equis beer ads? The driver's response?
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis? Okay. The driver's response. This is worth it. Wait for it, folks. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
The most interesting man was not confiscated, but the driver was told not to use him again.
I don't always drive in the carpool lane, but when I do, I'm a cardboard cutout. How do you think a cardboard cutout is flat? How does that work as a fake passenger? What do you have him like with the hand waving too? Does he wave his hand out the
Maybe he put a scarf on it. I've been known to do a few wild things in my life. And Malibu, my best friend, is witness to many of the wild things we've done. We've taken a Dolly Parton cardboard cutout to a nightclub before, and we had people dancing with it. I know somebody who's sitting to my left right now who actually took a rabbit to some Mexican
an inflatable
city
bunny
to
Rosarito Beach.
Rosarito Beach.
Yeah, the bunny was the belle of the ball in Rosarito.
So was Dolly Parton.
Are you kidding me?
Dolly Parton was the hit of Slopes.
Yeah, but you could squeeze the bunny. You couldn't squeeze the Dolly Parton.
But I did meet a boyfriend with my Dolly Parton cutout. One of my ex-boyfriends, who we call Macho Mike.
Yeah.
I met him because I had a cardboard cutout of Dolly Parton that night, and he thought that was pretty cool. And
the bunny didn't help my sex life at all.
Well, the cardboard cutout of Dolly certainly helped mine.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Just goes so two-dimensional worked better than three in that situation, I guess. I guess the bunny is not quite the sex symbol that Dolly Parton is. So
bunnies are awesome. I mean, I have a thing for bunnies. And now that it's Easter time, I mean, come on, we had a bunny in our holiday card picture. Mm-hmm. The bunny. We dressed Joaquin's brother. Actually, we should stick to the story that it was Chuck, because there was no appearance by Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck wasn't in that picture, so we have to say that it was Chuck. One of our DJs,
Chuck, wasn't in the picture, so we should say that Chuck was the bunny.
Chuck, okay.
Chuck St. Troy was
officially Chuck was the bunny.
Thumbs up?
It was a Chuck bunny.
Thumbs up, thumbs up. What else do you have?
What else do I have? Well, apparently Oprah Winfrey wants you to look at her nudes. They're all for sale. And that's all I'm going to say.
Is it her nude, or is it or does she have a thing for Playboy magazine nudes? What is it?
Oprah Winfrey is holding a yard sale to end all yard sales. Well, it's not like you're going to go to Oprah Winfrey's house and come in and buy some tchotchkes and an old TV and a little end table for $10. This is Oprah Winfrey. So of course it's going to be the yard sale to end all yard sales. It's going to be in the form of a massive online auction, because she's probably got a lot of stuff to get rid of that she probably hasn't even looked at for years. Now she does have look past her run-of-the-mill plates, tables, chairs, etc. The thing that stands out in her abundance of nude artwork. She has a lot of naked artwork.
Wow. What is the fascination with nude artwork?
She has a set of 4 framed nude male mythological figures expected to fetch between $800 and $1,200. There's a nude painting by.
Well, people are into that stuff. I
Yeah,
guess.
she's got a bunch of
She's
nude
got a
statues.
Is that a sheep? A naked
Yeah.
sheep? Well, wouldn't you have a naked sheep?
Well, sheep are
Who
naked,
puts
aren't
clothes
they?
on a sheep?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still fascinated by people who put bandanas on their dogs.
Oh, but they do that all the time.
Yeah, okay. And top hats, too, on squirrels.
So apparently, yeah, right, right. So apparently,
I see a
apparently,
dog wearing a banana.
so apparently, Oprah's into some porn,
into
but
nude.
classy porn.
And her nudes aren't exactly, I'm looking at pictures of these nudes right now that you have on the laptop. These nudes aren't exactly, well, that guy's kind of
Well, look,
that nude's
there's full frontal on the mythological figures there.
So if you
the
wore that-
woman is like this sort of sketch thing where there's no face on her, just the boobs and.
I bet you with Oprah's money, she probably even has the nude from the Titanic movie. Remember when Jack
Oh yeah,
drew,
right. She's keeping that one. Though.
Rose?
She's keeping that one.
Yeah, that was. I bet you that with all her Oprah money, she probably even has that.
Does she have a lot of money?
Oprah, the candles, the everything. She could put an empty bottle on a table and people will like.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of wondering when they're saying that, like, you know, that some of the stuff's only go for $800 to $1,200. I just don't believe it because it's Oprah's. And the fact that it's
Anything
Oprah's,
that-
it's going to add value to it. If I sold something for $100, if Oprah sold it,
Pat,
it's $10,000.
You can't break 30 listeners on the show. Our two dogs, Chingo. They got. Do you want to listen to this, people?
Because they're
Chingo.
adorable.
It was National Pet Day yesterday, so I went on Vine and I took a video of Chingo, Champ and Bingo. Do you know those two little mutts got over 500 views? Our dogs are more popular than we are.
Of course they are. They're adorable.
I almost thought about bringing Claudio Chingo down to the studio and putting them in front of the camera so more people would listen and watch our show. Chingo, our dogs. Go figure.
Just have a cute little, a little doggy episode. The problem is that they wouldn't work well with this table's a little too tall. So
Yeah, and they would be knocking into things, and it wouldn't be fun. All right, so before we wrap up today's show, I did tell you, Pat, earlier in the show, we talked about how I do like Latin men.
Yes.
And everybody last week, if you were listening to Staying Up with Pat and Jodi, heard about my wonderful experience in an elevator at FanFest with Alberto Del Rio. Well, I told you that, Eric Estrada was pretty cool. Well, I just found something about Eric Estrada. I bet you didn't know. There are 5 things you never knew about Chips and Eric Estrada. Now, Pat, you were a big Chips fan. You grew up.
Of course I was. They were on motorcycles.
Right. And I remember Malibu and Malibu, who listens to the show, my best friend Malibu, she can attest for the time that we were driving on a freeway and one of us took a picture of a highway patrol man, like a chippy on his bike. We pulled right up next to him as we were driving on the freeway, and this is before cell phones, and we took a picture on our camera of we love the Chips. So the California Highway Patrol. All right. Did you know, oh my gosh, did you know that he never drew a gun on his show? Eric Estrada Frank Poncharillo never drew a gun on the show.
I didn't. I don't even. Now that I think about it, you don't really pay attention to that.
Exactly. He took a picture with all the famous guests. He got to meet so many people on the show Chips that he took a picture with everyone. Sid Caesar, Ed McMahon, the Honeymooner actors. These were all pictures that he took, and he always took a Polaroid with everyone and kept them. So that's number 2. Did you know? And they're showing pictures. His character was originally Italian American. They were going to make Frank Poncharillo. He was going to be Frank Poncharelli. So they were going to call him.
Yeah,
Frank
just
Poncharelli.
change the vowel at the end, and you got a guinea.
But they liked the Latino thing because it was California.
Southern California, there's a lot more Spanish than there is Italians there.
And did you know that?
Good choice.
Did you know that right now Eric Estrada is an actual cop?
He's an actual cop?
Yes.
Where is he an actual cop?
He's an actual cop.
In a mall?
No, he's not a mall cop. He got Virginia. He's a cop. After playing a cop for many years, he became a real cop working internet crimes against children in Virginia.
Wow.
And there's a picture of him with a police dog and everything.
Yep. Yep.
So, and by the way, I will post this whole entire story on the Staying Up with Pat and Jodi Facebook page. And then finally, number 5, and I do remember this, that he was in a serious accident while on the show. During the last season, he was filming a scene where he and his partner jump on motorcycles and a car is backing down the alley and the cops chase the car. Well, Eric Estrada got, hurt really, really bad. So, and they gave him 5 days in intensive care, and he had a 50% chance of living.
Wow, he got really screwed up.
Yeah, he got really messed up. I remember because, back in the day when you were like young.
That's big news.
That was big. We all got Tiger Beat magazine. And Eric Estrada was married to some bitchy woman named Joyce. We all remember because we loved Eric Estrada, so we knew everything about him. And he was married to some bitchy woman named Joyce. And Joyce was a psycho. And long story short, Joyce was married to Eric Estrada at the time of his accident, and there were all these pictures of Joyce and Eric Estrada. So, Joyce.
Damn her.
Damn Joyce. And even he divorced her, so obviously she was a little cuckoo.
Well, you have to imagine, there are a lot of the Hollywood marriages break up for lots of different reasons.
And damn, Eric Estrada still looks good to this day. He's still looking hot.
He's holding in there.
Because Latino men.
Well, that's why you married a Latino man.
That's right. That's one of the reasons why.
Yes.
One
of the many.
One of the many.
One of the many, because there's so many reasons.
Yes.
Because I'm such a wonderful individual.
Yes.
Modest.
You make me happy.
Yes.
Remember I said there was.
Yeah, and I can cook too, so that means that's a good thing.
He does. I don't.
Because if you had to survive on your cooking, you'd be dead. So.
It's heat and eat,
a long time ago.
Heat and eat.
And she wouldn't even figure that out properly.
Come on.
Even either overcooked or frozen food. That would just be,
I'm a lover, not a cook.
Okay.
I'm a businesswoman. I have people cook for me.
People as in me.
Well, we
and
had a chef.
And the people at Blueberry Hill.
The people at Blueberry Hill. I had a chef.
And Applebee's.
And the griddle.
Thai Spice and the griddle. Yes,
Thai Spice and the griddle. Stacks and yolks. And what's the other place?
Mr. Mama's.
Mr. Mama's.
Can't forget Mr. Mama's. We're there twice a week at least.
If you don't believe me, go on.
Go in there. They got a statue of us in there.
If you don't believe us.
We got our VIP table.
Go on Yelp. Go on Yelp and read my review. I really did write that we're there twice a week.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I got because I was very busy today. We're getting ready to go to Wrestlemania. I don't know what I'm going to wear to the big Wrestlemania party. I'm so super excited.
That's right. We got to pack some clothes for the party too, not just exercise stuff.
No, we're going to the Wrestlemania
but we do have
after
to,
party.
Our hotel does have a gym, right?
Yes. Well, you booked it.
I got to check. I think it does.
You said it has a pool, a jacuzzi,
it and it has a bar. So
Hipsters work out, don't they?
No, not really.
Okay.
That's not really.
I just know I don't have to work this weekend. Yeah. And I'm super happy. After last week.
We've been on this on this kind of getting a little momentum going.
Yeah, we got thumbs up.
So we got to keep it going while we're there.
Yes.
Because I want to be 2/3 the man I used to be.
So do I. I want to be 2/3
the man you used to be. I hope a lot less than that. What would you?
Oh my gosh!
By
the way, speaking of 2/3 the way I used to be, I stopped off today because I needed to eat something really quick, and it was probably not the best choice to eat. But
you always do that.
I know. I stopped off at Sonic, and they have a drink called the Purple Rush. They have a drink at Sonic called the Purple Rush, and speaking of Rush,
so Gary should go over there.
Yes, I actually sent Gary the picture. I said, look, they have a drink named after you.
And they said, what's that a picture of? Oh, that's just something from my stalker.
Purple. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm not a stalker. He's a friend. I'm not a stalker. Anyway, I also, good news is that we have the Cauliflower Alley thing coming up really soon, and we want to bring in Morgan Dollar. So Morgan Dollar is going to be a guest.
Morgan Dollar is going to be a guest.
Yeah, I would love to have Morgan Dollar. He'll fit right in with the show. So we got some guests coming up. We got some friends coming in to talk about Walking Dead next week, along with some other stuff. We're still trying to work on Brandon, getting our friend Brandon in here from The Real World, MTV, Road Worlds. He's going to be stopping by. And, of course, Morgan Dollar. And maybe we can get, maybe we try to get some DDP and
maybe
I know Lanny wants to come on the show.
Definitely get Lanny on the show. The Leaping Lanny Poffo, or the brother of Macho Man, who is being inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's the whole reason why we're going to San Jose, is to support our good friend Lanny. And I'd love to get him on. He's quite the interesting character. He can recite to you poems that he read once 20 years ago. I don't know how he does it. And every once in a while he'll mess up a line, but I'm like, I don't remember anything I said 20 years ago. If you showed me a video of me saying something 20 years ago, I'm going to look at it and go, I don't even remember this happened. Yet he can recite these things.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, from like 20 years ago. He has it embedded in his memory. It's absolutely amazing.
Thumbs up.
Very cool guy. So yeah, we'll definitely have to get him on here. And this is Vegas. We'll start working on some really cool celebrity.
Yeah, we're gonna work on some getting us some more fun guests.
We're gonna get Claudio on the show.
Yes, Claudio's been quiet. I think I shocked Claudio last week when he heard about the podcast. By the way, that's just exploded all over. Blown up all over SoundCloud, and it's not DJs drinking coffee, although they're probably a close second. It's guys we fuck.
That was the big one. That's they're at hundreds. They have hundreds of thousands of followers.
Yes,
but here's the weird thing: they have like what was it like 200 and some odd thousand followers, but yet they only get 20,000 listens. So like less than 1% of their followers actually listen to the show. So are these just a bunch of perverts that said, "Hey, that's cool. Let's follow this"?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe who knows? Maybe next time.
Not that I would care. I would love to have a 250,000 followers and 20,000.
So that's why it's up to you guys to pass along.
Spread the word.
Spread the word. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter at.
We're on Twitter at. Now you have to pay attention to this because Twitter does not allow for very long names. So it is Stayin.
Because I messed it up.
STAYIN. STAYIN. Stayin' Up Pat Jodi. Stayin' Up Pat Jodi. So when you go to Twitter, just go Stayin' Up Pat Jodi. That's where you find us on Twitter. On Facebook, just type in the search Staying Up with Pat and Jodi and you'll find us. Same thing with YouTube. Go into YouTube in the search engine, just go Staying Up with Pat and Jodi and you'll find our channel where this is going to be episode 9 that you're listening to now.
9 episodes. We're almost
the next episode is our 10th episode, so we're getting some steam going. We got to get to episode 200 before we can retire, I guess. I don't know. Oh, that's television.
You never know who's listening to the show. That's all. Remember Gary Vee said,
you never know
who's listening. So, God bless you, and what's all I can say. So, I am Jodi Harris, the CEO of Fun. I'm telling you, I'm super excited. Wrestlemania, follow me. It's going to be fantastic. See you guys later. Adios.
See you next week. Yeah, we did it.